Climbing in the cherry tree, we have already done measures 1 through 8, so now we're looking at measure 9 forward, 8 measures. That starts us the last measure of the first page. That's measure 9. I need to point out one thing. In the middle of the second page, this would be at the very beginning of the third line, I wrote a hand position in there saying left hand to A position. That is incorrect. It should say left hand to D position. So the middle of the second page, beginning of the third line, your left hand will be in D position. It will look like this, okay? The first note you'll play will be A, but not A position. You'll be in D position. So just make a note of that in your music. Okay, back to measure 9. That's the last measure of the first page. So put the left hand in place into G position, put the right hand in place into C position, just like it says, and you notice you have a problem here, right? So rest assured, you're not going to have a crashing problem, because what you're going to do, you're only going to be playing the upper notes, the upper fingers of your right hand. These will be out of the way of what your left hand is doing, okay? So it looks like this might be a problem, but actually these positions will make your life easier. Okay, so let's look at the left hand right there in measure 9. You're in G position, and if you just follow the fingerings in the music, and you know how to move around through the notes. We're on the second page now. And you'll see it's very repetitive. Now is when you move to D position. In that measure, you've got a couple of F sharps. That's from the key signature. Okay? So that's the left hand. The right hand, back to measure 9. We are in that C position we talked about. And just follow the fingerings. And remember here, right here, we have an F sharp, again from the key signature. So that measure is F sharp. Now we're on the second page, repetitious. Here comes an accidental D sharp. That's at the end of the top line there. Now we continue on the second line. At the beginning of the third line, we have an F sharp again. Now, we're going to roll this chord. What that means is you just play it one note at a time and hold the keys down as you play them. Notice I added a couple of notes. I added a C, then you've got your D, and I added F sharp. So at the end of that measure, it's going to be, and then the rolled chord. Okay? I'll show you what that looks like hands together now. From measure 9, left hand's in G, right hand's in C. Now we're moving the left hand to D position like we talked about. And now we're rolling the chord. Okay? I should have put a fermata over that so that you hold it. This is what it's going to sound like eventually. That was close anyway. I haven't had quite enough coffee today. So work on that slowly. Remember, you're keeping your middle fingers out of the way if you try it hands together. If you can only do it hands separate, that's just fine. We can move forward next time.